Sylvander may rise up to the call for the glory and the fall.
Alright, recording has begun. You guys need the recap?
We don't.
I think the audience can take another look at the episode.
Yep, if they need a recap, they'll look at the last episode. So, we will be...
English. You know what I was trying to say, at least. Shameless plug. There we go.
Yeah. So we'll begin where we left it. At the hideout. Where you made an alliance. And now that... trying to decide how to proceed.
Okay, I had to zoom out a little bit so that way I can find us. Okay, yay! But with the royal family having a little lovely reunion and Nephrite not wanting to get in between that because she knows that feeling. She is. Why do I still have control of Augment now? She's going to ask whoever the right hand man is. So this guy, the one that looks like Draco Malfoy.
Yep, Dion.
Sir Dion, is there enough room for all of us to at least sleep here? Because we don't want to impose.
He gives a nod and shows that pretty much all the beds here are bunk beds. So they got plenty of room for you guys to sleep here.
Okay, and secondary question. Would your cooks mind if they had any extra assistance in the kitchen?
Easy.
Or do they strictly work alone?
He gives a raised eyebrow and says, "Do you cook?"
Not me. Our sorcerer and our lovely barbarian do.
A barbarian that cooks. That's honestly a new one to me. But I think it should be
would they
fun.
mind?
Probably not, since we got more people now.
Then Nephrite will just give a thumbs up to Null and Holnir because I can read Null's mind. I know he was gonna ask that question.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Just give a thumbs up and say, you two are clear. Just be nice.
Uh-huh. We're gonna head over to the kitchen. Well, at least Null is.
Holnir will follow as well. It looks like there's kind of two kitchens.
One is the kitchen, the other one's a pantry.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, the one that Null's near is
this one's
the kitchen.
This one's the pantry.
Yep.
Does anybody else want to do anything before Nephrite starts asking to start planning?
No complaints from me. Okay, I picked up on that. Who's why sound?
Say again?
I said no complaints here, and then you made a weird sound. Why?
Normally, Ogden does have something else.
Okay, you're not wrong, but he has had nothing to do lately. So it's like I do want to do something, but it's also a case of I don't want to impose on everyone else. Sort of like,
Well, the door's open. You don't need to impose. Because I knew our two cooks wanted to go into the kitchen, so I just asked ahead of time if the chefs wouldn't mind any additional company. I knew I wanted Nephrite to try and play with at least the right hand man and their other strategists, so that way Nephrite can get in contact with Trellis to see what time she needs him to get into the Mech Dragon.
yeah, my only idea would be a case of get them more used to how some curveballs might come during combat. Would be my only idea, but it's like Nephrite banned me from doing that.
The ban is temporarily lifted, so if you got training ideas, run it by the gentleman, but be nice. This is their home, we are their guest. We can't hurt them too much because we need them and they need us.
Alright. So I'm thinking on throwing some curveballs towards your team to see how well they handle that situation. Handle situations that are random in a sense.
Dang it. Yep,
Yeah, I
sorry.
need to do the same thing. But we got it.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, Null waits for Holnir.
Yep, I'm writing down what Hollinear is seeing. Actually, Hollinear, can you make a perception check for me, please?
Perception or investigation?
Oh no, the kitchen's bugged. I'm sticking my tongue out as a joke. Again, pre-session stuff is why I'm joking.
Okay.
Are you particularly looking for something in the kitchen, in the pantry?
No, but I just figured I'd ask. All right. Yeet. 14.
Come on, me, learn how to spell.
Heh.
So bread, veggies, meat, fish, and bacon soup.
Let us consult the hero's feast.
Oh no.
But while you do that, is the right hand man okay with Augment and anybody else who is offering do some training with some of their unit members?
Up to you guys, I suppose.
Because like Nephrite said, the ban is temporarily lifted. Just don't go too hard. Don't hurt them too much. And here's the third caveat. Don't use all of your magic in one go.
I didn't use my magic last time. I used my cantrips.
Okay, cantrips are fine. Just don't
Can-
use any heavy spells without thinking ahead.
Yeah, because not only do we actually do not want to hurt these guys, we also don't want to accidentally blow up this place.
Yeah, I know. I'm crazy, not stupid. I was waiting for
Okay then.
Okay, out of character. I was waiting for you to make a joke, but it's like, okay, I'm thankfully didn't go for that.
I have restraint.
Okay, so you're training with these people here, and to kind of save up time, you do know while you're training with them that they actually hold some skill, like with swords and shields. Like they've been practicing with them for a very long time.
Okay. I was gonna see how well they deal with magic, and he's only gonna be using cantrips. Don't worry.
Thank you.
That cantrip is gonna be his Eldritch Blast, though. However, he's mostly gonna be aiming for the shields sort of idea, not to actually try to hurt them too badly.
And after I will just ask the right hand man, as well as anyone else in the area that's okay with planning ahead, to see what can we come up with and how much information do they know, so we can try to plan around it.
Captain Walk by accident. Well, to plan ahead, ask Abby over there. She has most of the layout of the prison intact, so we're starting to plan with that until you lock him in.
Miss Abby, do you mind?
The girl with the glasses comes down and says, "Not at all," as she lays down some papers on the table here.
And Nephrite will go to the other side of the table.
And you are joined by Dion, Sid, Rodrigue, and Cassie, as well as Azriel. As you look upon the papers at the table, if I can get them up.
Hey, Dragon.
Hey.
Hey, Dragon, you came just in time. Wait till Dragon comes in and then we will continue. I guess while we wait, Holnir and Null can make a roll for cooking.
Normal?
Yeah, normal, since you're not used to this kitchen yet.
Uh-huh. Thought so. Just making sure that it is normal. Oh, son of a gun! I'll mark it.
Hot diggity damn.
Yep,
The
so
food
with
is immaculate.
yep. Yep. In a short while, these guys down here are gonna have one of the best meals they've ever had.
That is highly true. But for these guys, the food is immaculate. They haven't had food this wonderful, this scrumptious, this delicately seasoned.
Well, not only that, they're mostly growing up in Celius. They're mostly okay. Do you guys remember the
Oh.
MLP episode about
Yeah, you're
taste
talking
treat?
about Applejack going to the big city and the tiny little
No.
things.
No, more like when Picky and Rarity went to Canterlot to try cuisine, and they've had like the
Oh, you're talking about.
fancy but tasteless stuff. This feels more homely and warm to them than it's ever been in Celios. Prithvi is right beside Alige.
And it's adorable, and we did not want to interrupt it. We just wanted to let the cuteness sink in.
So Elise would make sure that we are going to be leaving in the morning.
That's what we're planning for now.
All right. So while everybody is doing their thing, Elise would probably take Prithvi off to the side over here for a little bit of privacy.
Okay.
Just off to the pantry. Which makes a lot of sense.
I'd like to, as a player, I'd like to have Prithvi actually labeled so I can easily find her, but I'm not going to remember her. I'm not going to remember her picture as a player.
Alright, give me a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna be busy for a minute. Oh, I see.
Okay, but so I guess going back to the previous, can everyone see the picture?
Yes.
Yep. So Abby has shown you.
I'm
Pardon?
not seeing a picture.
I'll show it to players one more time.
Yeah.
He says, "This is the whole blueprint of the prison. The main floor has the main entrance, which has the security gate. But we believe most of the prisoners would be up on the bottom floor of the prison. Which, given how many the population of the Stellum is, I'm not too sure how the heck they're gonna fit all of them in there.
Three structure, one way in, one way out.
Actually, there is another way in.
Really?
The back door in the right corner there, that's where the guards can come in and load their stuff off before going to work. It's right next to the break room here. We believe that would be the best way to go in with very, very little security. However, it's going to be the security on the inside that might be the issue. But if you can create a big enough distraction with your, I don't know, what is it? I think she said the dragon. Yeah, dragon. That should take a lot of the guards out and possibly leave the field wide open. There might be a few stragglers, but adventurers like you guys should take care of them, right?
We should be able to, especially with Augment and Holnir being our main heavy hitters. And I am pulling up the picture again. But there's one thing that's tripping me up.
Yes?
The cell count. If there are only this many cells within the entire prison, what happened? And an idea just dawns on her. No, what? Never mind. I'm not gonna ask that question because I know who's on the throne.
I don't get it. Why should the cell count matter? What matters is what's in those cells, right?
Not only what matters what's in the cell is how much the cell can hold. Take a look at the bottom floor. Just by the design of those cells, it looks like they can hold at least 2 people. However, the ones on the main floor, those are only big enough to hold 1 person. So, question still remains. If there's only this amount of cells in the entire building, question that Abby brought up, how can all of the Stellum fit in there? They can't.
Do you think they give a shite?
I was going to say something a lot meaner, but so I'm going to say it right now. Who said they didn't just squeeze everyone into like as many cells as possible and treat them like they're nothing but meat? This is an out of character talk, not me being in character.
I mean, sneaking in, that sounds more of the cakewalk than trying to get them all out. So what would be your plan or an idea of a plan on getting out? Because we can't go the same way we went in. They're going to be expecting that and have as many guards as they can blocking that exit. We can't go up the normal route because, again, that would be obvious. They'll want to try and protect that to the best of their abilities. If we make our way out, based on the floor structure, something's gonna collapse if we hit a weak point.
So it seems like a very straightforward mission. Go in, get the prisoners out, and get them back here before anyone notices.
Again, it sounds straightforward. However, the question is, how do you think we should get out?
Well, if we can try to rescue them as fast as we can get them out. We can get out the same way as we came in. And then with each of the backups leading the way, we take different paths. That way it doesn't look like we're all just one big group rushing back here.
Do I overhear this part of the plan?
I mean, we're not being quiet about it, so
The smartest plan would be to try and get them disguised if we can. The way they can disguise themselves somewhat on our travel back here.
And while that would be good for the people, it's going to be the Dragonborns that are not going to be easily disguisable.
Good point. And just as a little joke, I'm always gonna get hit in the back of the head with during the training part. That's what I get for being distracted.
So depending on if Lucius hears the end of the conversation, because once he's done dealing with the spells, he'll come over and say, "Well, it depends on how many of them there are." When I am at my best, I can disguise as many people as can get within 30 feet of me at once. So up to 100, and I can do that twice. So as long as there's less than 200 Dragonborn, I can disguise them.
You see Roderick's eyes light up, going, "Oh, it's a good thing we have a wizard on our side." As he looks to you, Elise.
We have our uses as well as our limitations. So, and he will ask to be caught up, and I'm not going to make you guys repeat everything. It's just I assume that you guys.
primarily we were just trying to plan around what can we do to get all of basically get all of Lastalum or anybody that's in the prison out, as well as getting us in. Ogden is training with some people, and Null and Holney are cooking.
So, if we can get in, and we know that we have a way out, it depends on whether or not how many guards we have to deal with while we try to do this rescue situation. Do we know where the guards are stationed? How many guards are total in the prison?
Well, as far as my research can tell, there was always one guard in the sentry entrance, the security entrance. Then there should be 2 to 3 guards at a time in between the hallways of the cells. Though if we go at night, that number might dwindle a bit, since, well, not too much happens at night around here.
So it sounds like the best time to hit would be during the night shift, when there's the least amount of guards. And said, something about a secret entrance.
Not a secret entrance, the back entrance. Near the break room there.
Back entrance. So if we go in the back entrance, they aren't really expecting us. Quietly deal with any guards that we encounter in the break room. It's just dealing with whoever is downstairs patrolling the hallways. Now, I'm in favor of not killing the guards, because as far as they're concerned, they're doing their city type based duties.
I agree, they're just doing their job.
So only those people that we know for a fact are like supporting the king do I want to use lethal force. And I can cast my spells without having to worry about killing people. So I don't think anyone else in the group has that option. So we're going to be limited to a lot of one-on-one or like melee-based combat in order to not kill the guards. So keep that in mind for these plans. I don't think we're going to be dealing with large groups of people, and it looks like there's not a lot of space to maneuver around anyway. So I'm probably not going to be using some of my bigger area-based spells without a really good reason. So that might be necessary. We get to the bottom floor and we get discovered by all of the guards that are down there. So so there's like one person in the back hallway. So if we can take that individual down quickly and quietly, there shouldn't be an alarm until we get downstairs. Unless the security, unless somebody is alerted in the security area at the entrance.
Roderick kind of raises an eyebrows, going, "It sounds like you've had a history with planning attacks and forming strategies."
I'm a soldier as well as a wizard.
A soldier? That's interesting, because I don't think I've ever seen any ranks on you or anything that can identify you as a soldier.
I didn't bring them with me. And the fact that it was better and more in our interest to be as not identifiable as ourselves while being in Celius as possible. But my service was in Highmore a few years back.
Yeah, my brother was the best at defending our home. He's really strong, too. Given Prithvi's recommendation, I'm inclined to believe you.
I've gotten more stronger with my magic than I am with my muscle, but I manage.
If anything, that brain of yours will help us.
So how many people do you want to bring with us for the infiltration? Do you want to create a distraction at the front while people come in through the back?
Well, like you guys said, the big dragon should gather up a lot of attention. However, it's probably a good idea if we have Isaac and an address gone on standby too, just in case you need a quick getaway. I'm sure Rick and Sazar can help out too. Unfortunately, I need to stay here. He looks at Dion, my own safety, I suppose. Look, you're the last remaining heir to this kingdom. When your father and brother need to go down, someone needs to take the throne. But I should be out there protecting my citizens as well. And you will. And the time is right. Besides, I can't afford to lose you. Not this late in the game. Understand? So, as far as help you need, it'll be all of you. Plus, Adric, Isaac, Cesar, and Rick. And Cassie goes, and me. I'm helping out too.
So
Mom. Sorry, Aunt.
Mom?
Yeah, that's a slip of the tongue.
It's a flip, I know, I was just joking. But Nefre, when Cassie said, "Oh, and me," Nefre just,
What? I'm here. I should be helping out too.
Oh, you are here. But a quick question and slash reminder for myself. Who's the only ruler in boss?
There's also the problem that we will need you when dealing with your brother and nephew. So, taking a risk to rescue the Dragonborn is not advisable. Pick your battles where you're going to be truly needed. I mean, I understand wanting to help. Sometimes you have to let another team go in while you prepare.
As Queen of Boss, I should use my authority to overrule you, but I cannot deny that you are right. So
And
this
on top of that, we're not in boss anymore.
I mean, I will respect your decision, but I mean, you do have to deal with the entirety of the group. And as was pointed out, you're not in boss right now.
Alright. I'll stay here, but I expect all of you to come back alive.
We shall endeavor to do so.
Actually, mind if I take another look at that map?
Yes?
And I'm pulling it up on my end, so you don't need to show the players. Okay, so the back entry, staircase going to and from the bottom floor, and the security entrance. I have a crazy idea, but it's an idea that just might work
What's that?
for only a few of you.
Isn't crazy ideas my thing though? I deserve that.
Thank you. But whenever you four are done beating up Augment, would you mind coming over here, please? Reason I say it's a crazy idea. Take a look at the security entrance. Let's say, hypothetically, any guard or knight could go in and out of there without suspicion.
Depends on whether or not they have pass codes and a routine of certain individuals that are expected to be there at certain times.
Or, and Nephrite points to Azzy, they have rank with history with Boss. And not Boss, history with Celius.
Well, it is true that the gods operate with a ranking system. They need to show a pass of their rank at the security gate, or for any visitors, a paper saying they like to see a certain person, and then they go through a security check about being pat down unless you're a knight.
Cough cough. Azzy, what is your rank, position, and status with Celius again?
I think my status with Salia's would be overturned by now. But before, It was second. It's a second lieutenant.
So the question would be, do you know another second lieutenant that you could reasonably pass for with the right paperwork?
With the right paperwork. Let's see. Maybe. No, I don't exactly match his profile. Understand, it's been quite some time since I've seen my troop and commanders.
Understandable, but say hypothetically they're still alive. Or alive and retired. Who do you think you can pass as?
Remember, it doesn't have to be a long-lasting one. It just has to last long enough to get in and possibly out. A couple hours at most.
Couple of hours at most, then best one I can think of is my old trainee buddy, Gladius.
You think that you could create paperwork that would be believable?
Do I look like a rogue to you?
Well, maybe you can't, but somebody here could.
Possible.
I can do it, Abby said, raising her hand. It's simple switching of letters and some badges on the paperwork, but it should be okay.
Well then, while we had the dragon be a massive distraction for anybody who's trying to get up in the ranks, there's our subtle distraction right there.
Me?
Visiting higher up, just trying to inspect or go see an old friend. Somebody would spend hours just trying to catch up with you. And if you're of the right rank, most of the younger ones would be too skittish to try and pat you down or at least upset you.
It seems like a silly idea, but if you think I can pull it off.
Mostly a question of whether or not you think you can believably pull it off, maintaining it for up to 2 hours or however long it takes. I mean, my idea is to go in fast, hit hard, and get out. But if you're there helping with the cleanup, making sure that people, are bandaged up, it makes it more believable that you are one of them. And then you leave to go quote unquote report and just disappear. Which means that
I think that sounds like a solid plan.
Which means that no one would report until they were asked the next day.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke a hole or two into that plan. What if the real one shows up?
there's always that risk, but it's unlikely that someone that is in his old unit, that is a second lieutenant, would have any real reason to visit the prison during the time that we're there. The odds of that are rather high against. It's not impossible, but it has to be we do have to accept the fact that there's going to be risk, irregardless of what plans we make. There's always going to be something that can screw it up that we didn't take into account.
Did you guys forget something we were told back in... I can't remember right now. But one of the things whenever we seem to make a plan is, we make a plan, we start going with the plan goes wrong, and we start winging it. That's usually how our luck goes.
We make plans to have a basis, to have an idea what kind of reactions we would come up with in the moment that would still accomplish the goal of the plan.
Right.
It's not meant to be, you must follow this to the letter kind of deal.
Well, let's get our rest and try to hopefully get this done while we can.
Yes,
All
but
right.
if I am going to pose in the front and be separate from you guys, there's one thing I would like.
That would be.
One of your communication earrings. I've seen it work when you communicate with someone from us. I like to have one to stay in contact with all of you.
Nephite will give a look to Alish.
So, he raises an eyebrow. I believe we have the one extra that you're still in possession of. It would be understood that this would be needed to be returned as soon as possible to us.
Then let's just say, after this mission.
Yes. And as soon as we get back, as soon as everybody gets back to a safe location or here, all of us in this group, including you, Ozzy, are intended to meet back here. And at that time, it is returned.
Very well then. So everyone agrees on the plan?
Yep.
And
What plan?
correction, we only have Quinn's. That's the extra. We gave Dazos to Hope. That's how she's able to contact Null.
All right.
Okay, so that was
No, you didn't.
Oh, we did? So we have both?
Well, technically, Quinn still has his because he's the quote-unquote backup.
Okay, fair.
So you just have Dazos.
Okay. So,
Alright.
yep. Nephite will give Dazos' earring to Azzy.
Cassie also points up, should we have one too?
We don't have any others with us to spare.
You don't make them?
No.
Mm.
That's
Believe
true.
me,
It's
if I
about
made these, they wouldn't have this well of a range.
that's true. It's about that when we get back. But anyway,
If I had the time and materials, I could maybe make one of my own, but I don't know if I would be able to connect it to the ones that are currently with us.
To it that we don't really have the time to do that as well.
Time seems to be a limitation that is always haunting us.
But at the very least, we have a plan. We have some form of communication between some of us. I think I need to start practicing a bit more at picking a few locks in order for me to get at the right level we need. But we should be able to try and save as many people as we can tomorrow.
Agreed.
agreed.
Oh, damn it, I smell that.
Soup's on your lot.
That is a delicious smell.
Trust me, these. I'm gonna come over and point to a hole near end. All those who have ruined our palate with how good of a cook they are.
Yes, but please let's not have soup over the papers. We've only got one of these.
Please.
Get you on it. All right. He puts the serving platter on the table here. Come get your bowls of soup.